A year later, while wedding planning, we started looking for a house to buy. His parents, two of the loveliest people I've ever met, sent him the listing for a gorgeous old house not far from them in the lakeside Michigan town he'd grown up in. He'd always wanted to get back there, and now that his software development job had gone remote, nothing was stopping him. My mom lived in Maryland by then. My dad, a title that really deserves to have scare quotes around it, was out in Southern California. Sadie and Cooper were toying with the possibility of moving to Denver. And as much as I loved my job in Richmond, what I really wanted, what I'd always wanted, was to be a children's librarian. And lo and behold, the Waning Bay Public Library was looking to fill that exact position. So we bought the house in Michigan. Well, he bought it. I had terrible credit and slim savings. He covered the down payment and insisted on paying the mortgage. He'd always been so generous, but it felt like too much. Sadie didn't understand my hang-ups. "I let Cooper pay for literally everything," she'd say. "He makes a shit ton more than me." But Sadie hadn't been raised by Holly Vincent. There was no way my badass, hyper-independent mother would approve of me relying on Peter so heavily, and so I didn't approve either. He came up with a compromise. I'd furnish the place, add piecemeal to the assortment of furniture we'd brought from Richmond, while he covered the bills. Most of his far-flung friends had cushy white-collar jobs and could afford to take a separate trip for his bachelor party, whereas Sadie and the rest of my friends were mostly other librarians, or booksellers or aspiring writers who couldn't afford two separate trips. Thus, she and Cooper would fly in a few days before the summer ceremony instead, and we'd do my bachelorette then. So, 3 weeks ago, in early April, Peter trudged out for his night on the town, and I stayed behind to read in our new butter-yellow Victorian. For the first few stops of the night, he texted me cute group shots. His brother, Ben, up from Grand Rapids, and his high school buddy, Scott, with whom I'd finally managed to bond by reading the first 4 Dune novels, along with some other Richmond friends. They all had their arms slung around each other, Peter splitting center, in every picture, with his willowy, platinum-haired, cat-eyed goddess of a best friend, one Petra Collins. Petra's boyfriend, Miles, had not been invited to the bachelor party. Peter didn't hate Miles. He just didn't think Miles was good enough for Petra, because Miles is a stoner without a college degree. Petra is also a stoner without a college degree, but I guess it's different when you're a perfect 10